Hey,
Yo,
how's it going?
hey, pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah,
Nice.
just
All
got
right.
back from Pat's house.
What's up?
I just got back from Pat's house,
Oh,
feeling really good about
nice. Do you
mailing.
have a good
So,
weekend?
yeah, man, it was so fun.
Yeah, the weather was so nice there.
Yeah.
Like, I just laid in some of those hammocks they had outside the venue
hmm
for like a while.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Let's just run the intro really quick. So just like tag your main, how long you've been playing, and like goals for the game.
Oh, yeah. So my tag is Pbag. Um, I play Puff, and I've been playing since 2019, but I swapped to Puff in 2021. And then goals. Right now, I'm trying to move up my local PR, but I'm moving to Seattle pretty soon, and I'm hoping like once I move to Seattle, I'm gunning for like state PR. So that's my idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you moving from?
From Bellingham, Washington. So just up
Okay.
north a little bit, but
I see. Okay. Yeah, well, there's definitely gonna be more games and stuff in Seattle.
exactly, yeah. Bigger
Um,
scene.
all right, cool. So what are we going over today?
Okay, so I my PR right now has like 5 or 6 foxes in the top 10,
Okay,
and I just
most
I'm
PRs do.
struggling. Yeah. I'm struggling with like punish game consistency against Fox. Like I feel like I can get a lot of neutral openings and then just I end up like missing a rest or dropping an edge guard or I don't capitalize on things that I see like other puffs do. And
Uh
so I just
huh.
want to talk to you about like how to improve punish game efficiently and like what what specific errors I'm making with a lot of my punishes. So
Okay. All right, that sounds good. We'll take a
cool.
look. Let me screen share you. Okay. The screen share is working.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I'm just gonna watch for a sec.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I feel like you played the stock pretty well though. Like I think
Yeah.
like you get so you get tagged by a couple lasers really early on. Oh, I
hmm
see. Yeah, he kind of read you. Um, yeah, like I think like overall, except for the missed text chase, which was seems like you might have just missed the button because like you reacted on time and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna worry about that too much.
Yeah, I've been switching to claw for my RTCing. Like I see that the RTC is going to happen, and then I switch to claw. So I think that was just like late
Oh yeah,
switch.
that's a good idea. I see.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Oh, you could have definitely gotten him there. I think you could probably hit like a drift back down here.
Oh yeah. Just drill the ledge. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this
Yeah.
is this is one spot. Obviously, I'm just gonna like notice a bunch of little things until I kind of see more of like the big picture.
Right.
Uh, but this is one thing that I like immediately noticed that like a really good puff player would probably like. I would just never see this out of them in like 100 games, which is like
Hmm.
you perfectly read the down air, but you don't go for a grab here.
Uh,
Like you read that he's gonna do this down air, and you space around it very correctly, but this should just be like a grab.
right.
And like I'm somewhat getting the vibe, even from the first like 30 seconds of the game, that like you're not playing hard enough around your kill possibilities. But we'll
Mm,
see. We'll see.
Okay.
Mostly like the way you're moving in neutral and stuff like that. But
hmm
it'll take a second to see. Okay. It's also a little surprising that I haven't seen any like long wave dashes.
Mm.
Like I think that getting the really long wave dash with Puff is pretty important against Fox. It
Mm.
lets you like dodge a lot of the like full hop, short hop stuff while you move around on the ground. And a lot of your like basically a lot of your spacing right now has been like these type of like you'll get like these types of back airs where like you're doing like kind of the same thing as the previous time where you are like making a read on Fox where like you're pretty sure you're gonna get an opening, but
Mm-hmm.
you're not setting up to like actually get like your biggest thing out of this opening. Like I would say like if you read
Like a little
this
tap back air instead of a
probably
jab.
right here you would just forward smash because you're like, oh
Oh
well,
yeah.
like you or a grab, because you're like, oh well, I know for sure like he's gonna land here. It's just like a second small thing to think
Right.
about. You're also like, it seems like you kind of like neutral jump a lot. In
Mm.
like you're not like jumping forward or backwards. You kind of get this like I think you kind of did it right here, and it's fine to neutral jump sometimes. And but I've just been noticing it. There's like a zone down here, kind of like close to the ground, where it feels
Mhm.
like you're moving slower than you should be, just like feeling wise. And I feel like it's some combination of like the wave dash and then like neutral jumping. I've just noticed it like 3 or 4 times where you're like in neutral and like you jump, you want your jump to like use your full drift. You
Mhm.
basically want to be using your full drift at all times because that's what you have that's good.
Right.
It's like playing Fox without like the dash dance. That's just like another small thing I would like watch out for is like I get this vibe that it's like you're just like not moving fast enough
Uh-huh.
along like this part. So I'll take a look and see like what else I can
Okay.
see with that. But that's like an impression. Yeah, bad side B.
Yeah. Like just air dodge there or something.
Yeah, I think doing the side B is really good. You just have to make sure to like end it.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you just don't
That's
want to be
outside
like
of range.
right on him. If you're kind of like up here, then if he shines you, you don't even really lose like that. Like you can
Mm.
probably like side B back. You're just doing it like right on him and make it mad obvious, and you're doing it kind of
Yeah.
like low. Like you basically don't want to try to get the edge while he's here. You want to kind of like hover out here.
Mm.
Um, there's this danger. Basically, doing this as Fox is universally bad against the Puffs who know how to deal with it, and it's because they just sort of hover right outside back air range until your
Mm-hmm.
invincibility runs out. And then, like, if you
Right.
if you throw out a back air, there's a good chance that they'll be able to like sneak a pound in or something like that. But you really
Yeah.
want to avoid like he basically should never ever get away with this. So I think just mostly like recovering more from out here. Like you don't want to like go into his invincibility. And if you're gonna do like a pound, I think it's good to just like delay it and then kind of get it a little bit farther away, just so that he's not like super sure that you're right on him while you're invincible to like get the shine.
Yeah.
Just in general, like staying more out here is really it kind of what I'll say is that I've tried this edge guard a million times, and against the good
Mm-hmm.
puffs, or even like the pretty good puffs, they don't allow that to happen. Like I just stay on stage for now.
Right.
Uh, so like if they go to ledge here, I would say that like you should see that as like a potential opportunity.
Yep.
I don't like these back airs very much. They feel very like I don't have anything I want to do right now type of vibe.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
like he's already at the up air knockdown percent, so like percentage isn't really gonna like get you much here. Um,
I should just be wave dashing.
yeah, like I sort of like
Then.
the way I think of this matchup and like Puff versus Spaceys in general is that like their goal, like the entire goal of a Spacey in this matchup is to survive till 80. If they survive
Mhm.
till 80, they like low key become immortal.
Yeah.
And so like I think of it as like, all right, you get them to 20, and then as soon as you get them to 20, like any additional hits you get should basically be like failed attempts to set up a kill.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And yeah, that's just one thing is like these back airs, they're just like, oh, like there was a chance Fox like did something really good here and got me, and if I hit him, like my best case is, just like a back air to the face. Like it's not even gonna like really do anything.
Hmm.
I just think this is like a really, really common habit to do, and you just need to be super focused on like the goal is just to kill him. That's it all the time. And if he wants to approach you, rather than like trying to keep him out with the back air, it's usually better to try to like be like, oh yeah, yeah, go ahead, approach, because I have like a trap where I'm going to like rest you or edge guard you or something like that. And even if like he kind of sniffs it out and avoids that space, you still were able to like threaten, even if you just did
Right.
like wave dash crouch, you're still like threatening much more than you were with this back air. I like that up air though. Hmm. Okay, how did you get this grab? Or even like right here. Like this is like kind of like another one. If like right here, you should be making a read here to like kill Fox. Like you should be either going for like a dash grab here, or you should
Hmm.
be going for like shield and then like grab him for the cross up nair, or you should be going for like a full hop read or something like that. Like this should basically never happen because you just gave up like your best position, which is like Fox in the corner at like 24. Okay, get out of the drill. Yeah, see, this is why you don't need the back airs. Is because if Fox tries to hit you, there's a chance you'll just be able to kill him out of it anyway.
Right.
And so I think it's like more important to rely on that type of defense than like the walling move defense.
Hmm.
And at 0, you're playing this totally right. Like you just want the one back air at 0. So
Right. Yeah, I think I'm just
nice.
holding on to that too.
Oh wait, that was a
I
kill.
miss my jump. Yeah,
You missed the double jump.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, happens. Hmm. Yeah, I think something important, like mentality wise, is there's like there's this short window where Fox is like at 0, where you have to play like the legit
Hmm.
spacing game with the back air, and it's kind of like that's like what you would consider like normal melee or whatever, that you would play against most characters. Against Fox, basically after you get like that first hit or maybe 2 hits,
Hmm.
um, the entire game is doing like you want to like counter hit him, like you want to counter things that he does. You
Hmm.
like, and you'll eventually get a chance to be proactive, but essentially you have to kind of like shut him up. Like he's just going to be kind of like doing things, and you have to make it clear that like you are ready for things to happen, and like obvious nairs he'll get killed out of, and obvious drills he'll get killed out of, and stuff like that. And you
Hmm.
can, the ideal is that you sort of force Fox into this state where he's like, well, I can't hit you with anything, and he's kind of like just camping there, and that's when you start making your move.
Right. I think I'm like spacing for like too long, like after 0.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was noticing is like sometimes you just kind of get into the spacing zone rather than like the sneaky blow dart from the bushes type of vibe.
Right.
And which is like Puff needs to just be super focused on that all the time. And I would say like when he's at like percents like this, I think it's pretty valid to throw out like a back air or whatever if he's cornered. Like I
Hmm.
think once he's at like a pretty decent like mid to high percent, I think like pushing him off the corner is a pretty solid like strategy. But if you were like on this side, this back air would be kind of like worthless.
Hmm.
The other thing is, I also think happened a couple times where like, yeah, I just think basically these like this second one should probably be an up air. Like I think you do like
Mm.
one wall and then that one right here. It just needs to be like a read to potentially kill him. Like I think that this one, this back air is like okay, like right here. We keep him in the corner. Like if he ran out of the corner right here, maybe this will get him. And then you're like okay, and so like right here, I feel like I feel like you're trying to keep Fox in the corner rather than just killing him for trying to exit the corner.
Mm. pick something he's gonna exit with.
You have to be with Puff. Like the way I think of this character is she's basically like you have like a revolver and it's fully stocked and you have no extra bullets,
Hmm.
and you're fighting like a bear, and it's kind of like you need to make your shots count. But if you just spend all your time looking for the perfect shot or whatever, he'll get you. So you need to like Puff is all about picking your moment to go for the super deadly mix up and then dealing with the consequences if it doesn't work as best you can. For example, you make a wave dash back grab read and Fox drills you and your job is to SDI out of the drill.
Hmm.
Like your goal is basically you space around, you move, you kind of look for freebies if he's going to give you like a freebie, but eventually you kind of have to like bite with like a thing. And most of the time like her like actual attacks like this up air or whatever is not that high risk, especially at 0. Like he can't really kill you out of it. So it's usually not like a life or death in this spot like at 0, but if you were at like 40, it's low key like a life or death gamble either way. Like if you try to interact with Fox at all, it's a life or death gamble when you're not at 0. And so that's why most of the time, if an interaction is going to happen, it needs to be something that can probably kill, like an up air. Like I think that like slow and steady is how Puff plays when you're not interacting. But playing like a slow and steady kind of like we build like it's almost like you're playing like a Puff Peach type of thing, like your brain goes into like a Puff Peach of like, oh well, I'll just like space around them, and like it doesn't work. Like it doesn't work in a way that you'll actually get the back airs. You'll be able to space around them, but then by going for back airs, Fox will just go underneath you and do back air like back air nair grab up throw up air or something like that.
Yeah.
And so like if you're gonna fight him, you need to be thinking that like, is this gonna be the kill? Like is this gonna be the kill? Like every time you interact, you basically just Puff's like kind of limited in the way that she's able to interact, and so I think that people kind of get in this zone of like, well, I don't just want to be not interacting at all because that's like the lame Puff main thing, But like,
Yeah.
it's basically it's fine to interact as much as you want as long as every interaction is like a real attempt to actually kill him. So like when you're doing like this or something, boom, and you just kind of get away, and now Fox is cornered. Like this would be really good, like neutral, in my opinion. Is like you do this, okay? We move around. Now we're here. Fox is in the corner. As soon as you get to this position, right here, you should be thinking, what is Fox about to do, and how can I kill him for it? Because his options are mad limited. He's either gonna stay here and do nothing or come in. And so he has basically 2 roads to come in. He has here or here. And obviously the timing can be mixed up a little bit. That's like part of it. And so like if you weren't sure of his timing, I would be fine with you completely disengaging here. Like that is okay. I just want to point out that like in this position, there should clearly be like, oh, I'm going to land and grab. Like the H-box grab. Like I'm just going to land and grab. Or I'm going to slip off the platform and land here and crouch and see what he gives me. Or like something needs to be done where it's like, if he does the option that I'm thinking of, he dies. And if he doesn't do the option I'm thinking of, the odds are that of him actually gonna like, the odds of him actually like killing me out of it are pretty low. So I think like there's just spots like as soon as you get the advantage, I think it's generally good to try to make some sort of read. I think H-box is really good at that, where he kind of just hops around for a long time, and then at some point you go into the corner and he goes above you, and then you're like, oh no, like the read is coming, like he's gonna do some kind of read on me in the corner, and a lot of times that makes people scared and they'll like roll or something into a rest. So I think like turning up the pressure would be good. I think you could also like I think the wave dashing is kind of big. Like I think you need to wave dash in a lot more. That's like essentially like Fox or like a Puff, because she moves so much in the air and not on the ground. Her like lift off point is like a major reaction point in the matchup for like other characters. And so like the spot you jump at, they're just immediately doing all these calculations of like, oh, like they jumped in that spot. Okay, like if they're short hopping, their back air can reach exactly this far if they do full drift. Are they doing full drift? You know, like are they gonna try? Are they full hopping? There's just like the moment she jumps is the moment where everybody is like paying the most attention.
Right.
And so if you make it a little too clear, like where you're going to be jumping from, like you do this a lot where you do like a wave dash back jump. But basically what this does is that like if you're here, Fox is doing a calculation that like if you jump in back air or jump in like up air or whatever, that especially like I would say from like a distance like this, Fox feels very safe to full hop because your like full hop up air won't be able to catch his like dash in full hop, right? And like he feels somewhat comfortable like dashing in because your short hop back air here, you know, he'll probably just slide it off to ledge or shield it or something like that. He doesn't feel that threatened by it.
Mm-hmm.
So what like a really good option here is if you wave dash in and then jump, he can't like do the calculation fast enough. Like he's basically planning for you to jump from here, but if you go wave dash jump, then he's like, whoa, you know? And like you can even play around with like more of those where like what I would say is like a common option here for like that a way a puff would get a kill out of this spot is they would do something maybe not at 70. It's a little tricky. I think you might still be able to combo out of it here. Basically ignoring the percent somewhat, I think the up air would still be the best here. Is like a lot of people would do something like wave dash in, full hop up air to catch Fox trying to like jump out of the corner after you've like approached. Like the wave dash in is your way to be like, actually I'm like closer than you thought, and now like even if you dash back, I will cover the entire corner. And now you've suddenly set up like a big pressure in a spot where like it seems like you're more focused on kind of like, I'm going to back here and like keep Fox out. It can become like an aggressive pressure situation like way quicker. And like notice how he just moves back to beat the exact back air like spacing. Like he's just like, oh, I'll just dash back. Whereas like if it's like, man, if you did like a wave dash forward here, waited for a second, another wave dash forward, and especially because she gets so low when she's wave dashing and crouching, that like he just can't deal with that, so he'll end up getting pushed into the corner, and then suddenly he's in danger of being grabbed or up aired or whatever. Otherwise it just makes it way too easy for them to space around you. So I think like that's almost just like a giant part of Puff that you're kind of like missing, is like the ground like what am I thinking of, like changing like your starting position of the neutral situation by wave dashing. I don't know what words my brain's looking for. Even like right here, there's just like a bunch of spots where if like you clearly believe Fox is attacking right here, and so this should be a wave dash back grab. You would have just gotten like a wave dash back grab right there. Like look at what the back air gets you. You made a correct read on Fox, and this happens. You will never, ever get anything out of it. It's just like an 11 damage, and Fox is now at a percent that he wants more than 70. Like, as a Fox, I'm literally happier to get to 80 than 70 against Puff. So I think, like, staying focused, or even if you wave dashed in here, it's kind of hard for him to hit. Maybe you get wave dash in back air and you send him off stage, you know? Okay. Wow, the colors on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movement is driving me crazy, man.
Really?
I'm sorry. It's just like the way you're like wave dashing is you do short wave dashes, and then I think that's a big one. You're like short wave dashing, and you're doing like the dashes like mixed in. It just doesn't feel right. I think one thing you could definitely do is just go into like Uncle Punch and practice doing long wave dashes, and practice doing multiple in a row. So like you have like get like a tight timing of like doof, 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 you know. I feel like that would just change so much already. And I think the movements that you're doing are fine. It just feels like your wave dash angle is like this. I just
Right.
feel like she can go way farther.
I think that might be like an old habit from back when I played Ices because I would do like,
Yeah,
well,
like
maybe not. I don't know.
yeah, like you wouldn't want to do the max one because you were kind
Yeah,
of like spacing with it. Yeah. Now that
yeah,
makes a lot of sense. You do have to do that with ice climbers, but I also feel like that would probably make it easier to like learn it because you're already used to
yeah.
having to do like the big ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I feel like you're doing really well here. You do this, you're like, okay, pound to go for the up air. That's great. Um, I feel like these didn't really serve a purpose, like these wave dashes, and not even just like oh the inputs didn't serve a purpose. Like you're right here. This does like I can see this one, but then you do like a second tiny one, and then like you go for this back air here. Like that whole like double wave dash back air felt like you like almost like you like lost sight of your goals for a second, kind of, or like
Mm.
lost sight of like what you're really doing here. Fox, because like it's like you're not afraid of Fox forward smash. You're afraid of Fox up smash, and like Fox is just not gonna like a Fox is not afraid of this back air. Like if I see a Puff throwing out back airs like this, I'm like, oh, that's like a freebie. Like I think that there are cases where the back air can be okay. Like I said before, like if you're gonna send them off stage, or if you do a full approaching back air at like 40 and it knocks them down, like maybe you can make some stuff happen. But these kind of like poke defensive, like walling back airs or whatever, are not good because the only thing it hits is Fox doing something that you could have grabbed.
Right. Yeah.
And you're making the
I see what you
read that
mean.
he's in this position, even like this back air. What if instead of this back air, you just wave dash grabbed?
Hmm.
Like right here instead of this
Grab,
one. Right here.
wave dash,
Just
grab.
right here. You like turn away, wave dash back in, grab. He would have died.
Hmm.
Oh, this is like the sauces in this matchup. Is you do something like this where you're like, oh, that was like a bad back air, right? And
Hmm.
then you're like, you can actually kind of make like a decision, like a next decision off of it, because these will happen, where you get like a back air that didn't really do anything. That's fine.
Yeah.
Great answer to do here is like, what is Fox's answer to another dumb back air? And it's like, oh, he just wants to full hop over that. So you can just wave dash in here and then full hop up air read, and you'll get them like
Mm.
almost every time. Like so many Foxes will do that. And even if like you do this back air and then immediately do wave dash in full hop up air, if the Fox dashed all the way back into the corner, they're not going to be able to punish the up air on reaction, and now you have center.
Mm.
And it's like you got this big advantage out of like a spot just because of like a wave dash grab type of deal. Yeah, this was kind of crazy. Like I'm just really surprised the grab didn't hit. I think maybe the grab was like a few frames slow or something. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I can think of. This happens to me too. I was just like, whoa, I really thought the CC grab. Like I think like CCing here and grabbing is like probably the best choice. Like it's a really good. You can also like basically it's like either between like drill or like either you jump into the drill here and grab or CC this and grab. And I think you
Mhm.
made the right choice. It's just a unfortunate input. There's something here that I don't like. Yeah, it's uh, eh. Like I feel like this landing directly underneath Fox here is like dangerous. And I understand that it's kind of like a bait that he could come down and get you, but I think if you just move slightly to the side, the same situation basically happens, except he needs to like move and then come down to get you. And it
Mm.
just gives you like a little bit more time. Like I feel like this is kind of like playing it pretty fast and loose considering you're at like kill percent from a drill.
Right.
Okay. This is understandable. Difficult tech chase to hit. Definitely should have been like wave dash, jab. Um, and even right here, you got the fair. Like you could have waved that, or you could have like short hop rested this. But I can understand like not getting the rest right there. It's kind of tricky.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Yeah. That was like indecision. It looked like
yeah.
because that was
I,
very easy back air.
yeah.
Happens. Okay. Okay. Rough.
Missed the turnaround.
Like I
Maybe.
think there's spots like where was it? I think the back airs you're doing here are not particularly like awful. I think there's spots where like I just want to see you like look. It just feels like what you're looking for is you're looking for something good to happen so that you can turn that into a kill rather than like trying to make the good thing happen every time you interact.
Mhm.
Just like it's just like this back air, you know, it could have been probably like a wave dash forward smash or something. And I feel like it's small, but they kind of add up of like this is why I say they're invincible after 80 is cuz like going for like this or whatever is just not getting anything. I feel like there's not much you can do in that spot except for get that. Fountain's weird.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is that same thing with the back air. I think this is something you could right here where you beat the drill but you get a back air instead of a kill.
Mhm.
Like a grab like up throw back air here or something like that would be pretty good. Or a forward smash if you can manage it. Okay. Yeah, the back airs are great once you get them in the air and you're like approaching with it. Like when you're already
Mhm.
moving in off of it, then it's great.
Yeah.
It's just those like poking ones that are he's just too quick for those and he hits too hard. Oh, what the? Sure. Okay, good. You get the one hit. Back off. What? I don't know what this is supposed to do.
I mm, I
That
don't know
one.
either. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Maybe,
it's not, you know. I was about to say it didn't get you punished, but he still managed to punish you for it. So I think, like, right here, I think,
I think it's
like,
like a super late read, like on him running in after getting out of the corner.
yeah.
Like he runs in there, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe
Mm-hmm.
not.
No, it's fine. I think like if you're in a position like this, like basically if you don't immediately see like if you don't see like a clear road where you get your nice clean kill that you like,
Mhm.
just don't play the spot. You
Right.
just move, crouch, wave dash, find like a possible threat, like you know something like that. There's just no reason to play it as Puff there. Fox will win every situation except for your favorite ones.
Hmm.
And so you just need to
Yeah.
be like, oh, if I don't see like a kill here, like I'm not playing. I think these are okay. I think these are fine mostly because he's only at 8%. So you're like, well, if I get another back here, that's still pretty good. And then you got the grab, nice, that was good. Yeah, I think you played this out pretty well. Nice. I'm glad you got the grab there instead of like a back air or something.
Yeah.
There's some world where like yeah, where maybe you back throw there, but I think the rest is fine.
Hmm. Just not trade.
Just because
Yeah.
you're just barely at kill percent feels like a shame.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, this was just impatient. Like, he's just chilling up here. You're not gonna be able to get him.
Mm.
Like, I think you get your one mix up right here of like you drop. Because
Oh,
as
now you
Fox,
can
I do
jump
this
up at
too.
him.
Like when the puff drops through here, I go up a lot of times. Most of the time, I wait for it to
Hmm.
drop a little bit further, and I'll kind of like wave dash, and then I'll go up. But if the Fox is gonna give you this, like I would say that is like where you're gonna play the mix up. Like you can drop right here and then just like back air him like right here type of thing.
Yeah.
Overall, I think you shouldn't rely too much on trying to get Fox in invincibility. He's so good at getting away from Puff during his invincibility or her invincibility. It's kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. Yeah, you didn't do anything wrong there. That was just like very slight misspacing, which happens. Yeah. Oh, nice pound. I did not see that coming at all. Okay. I like this. You're holding that stock really well. You're looking for your one hit. Boom. Okay. Oh. This is just literally something you should be able to get out of. Like after the jab, you gotta be able to like tap jump out of this.
Mm.
Like you should be like
Okay.
when he's drilling you, you should just immediately be like ah like like
Mashing my stick
tapping
out
like
the way.
left and up like ah
Okay.
because they're gonna
Yeah.
go for this. Like it, I wouldn't say it's like a situation where I would like super blame you for getting hit by, but it feels like the way the Fox is hitting it is like, oh yeah, my drill jab up smash at 96 or whatever, and I'm like, no, like it doesn't work often enough against like the really good puffs. And I think normally you're pressing away when this happens anyway, so when the jab hits, you should be popping up a little bit further.
Mm-hmm.
It might have just worked perfectly for them here, but I saw it happen again earlier, and it's more just something you kind of want to like watch out for. Like you should like basically if you're getting hit by those two consistently, it's something you should probably check out. But I only saw it like twice so far. Okay, nice. Jumped into the drill. Okay. Nice. I like the up air read. Okay, he got you on the wave dash back. That's fine. Right here though, give me something beside a back air. Give me like a tomahawk. Give me a late up air. Like
Mm.
the basically the up air versus empty land grab is like the strongest mix up Puff has.
Mm-hmm.
And so like if you see it's and this is kind of like the whole like thing that I've noticed this lesson is that it's like you just you don't seem like hungry enough to win the lottery. It feels like this kind of like, well, I'll like take what I can get and like I'm trying to get the good stuff, but you know, sometimes the good stuff isn't there rather than like really trying to like force it. There's just not this mentality that like every time you have an opportunity, you're trying to get like a rest or like an up air into like a big kill, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think like this is like a small option, but I definitely think that like not up airing here or empty landing is like kind of indicative of like a larger thing, and I've definitely been noticing that like throughout
Yeah.
the set. It's something to think about. Okay. I like this all the way until you actually went for the back air. The play here is to land and then do the corner pressure mix up. Like you eat like really common, really common here is to do this. You space exactly for the back air, and I like this too where you're not fast falling it because that gives you like the nice little mix up of you're like, oh, I'm just gonna like float down here nice and easy, and then right here, instead of doing a back air, you fast fall full hop up air. Like you fast fall land full hop up air right there. And it's just like, oh, it just breaks the Fox's brain. Alternatively, empty land insta grab, you know?
Right.
Something like that. Even if you do empty land wave dash in here, what are the odds that the Fox somehow read that and is actually like doing a walled move right here? Pretty
Yeah.
low. Because they're way more worried about the empty land full hop up air here or something like that. I think this is definitely the thing. Like this kind of ties into that last thing that I was saying too. Is like when you're in this spot, don't be thinking like how can I space the back air, you know? It's like how can I like get him. You just need to be thinking about that at every moment of like, oh, I'll use this threat of a back air. Like you're going to be using the threat of a back air more than the actual back air. You want to use the threat of like my back air could reach that to make Fox move, and then you murder him for moving.
Yeah, my thought previously to that was like Okay, back air knocks down. He's in the corner. It's a good time to drift in and hit him with a back air, 'cause, like it'll lead into an edge guard or kill. But what you're saying is use the threat of that and then go for like a different read that actually.
Yeah, exactly. Because like the thing is with the back air, like there's just good counterplay. Like
Mm,
Fox has the guaranteed shine out of shield on the back air, unless you like conservatively drift it back, in which case like you'll miss a bunch of the corner positions, you know.
right.
And so you're like, oh, well, I can't do that. I gotta drift in, and then it's like, oh, so you're giving him the free shine out of shield. You give him the free CC. Like he gets like a CC grab here, he just kills you.
Hmm.
And it's like the worst part is that a lot of times you're gonna back air him, and he'll just hold down and then slide off side B shortened to edge or something like that, and you won't get the opportunity to actually get him. The only time you really get the edge guard there is if you go for the back air and he happens to jump into the back air. And then you're like, oh,
Mm,
there we go, like big edge guard time. Whereas like that's just the risk reward on that is just way worse than like, oh, I got my corner pressure set up for actual like kill mix up that like big time is planned out to kill him, you know.
right, right.
I kind of want to gauge your thoughts right now. Like, how are you feeling about all this? Like, what are your thoughts based on like the stuff you were thinking, or like what I've said, or I just want to get
That's
your point of view.
that's super useful because I feel like I've watched, well, number one with the movement, I've watched players like CPU Zero like play Puff and they just wave dash around, and I can't make the character look like that.
Mm-hmm.
I I need to get a lot better at wave dash movement, I think.
Yeah, that's big.
And yeah, and um, yeah, I mean that's super helpful because like it gives me not only more opportunities to practice hitting the punishes that you've seen dropping a lot, but I'll probably get them more often if I'm like just entirely focused on that. So
mm-hmm.
that's helpful. Um, as far as where to go from here, uh, I have another Fox VOD, or we could look at HBox if you think that'd be helpful. I don't know.
Like you have like an HBox VOD that you thought was interesting.
I didn't have one in particular, but I'm just like you kept referencing like
Stuff
certain
that
things
he
in
does
Xbox.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
so if you think it'd be
Um,
useful to show examples, or we could just go over my other VOD and look more of.
hmm.
I'm not really sure.
Let me think. I'm down to check out an HBox VOD. Like, let's
Okay.
watch like HBox Cody or something like that from something pretty recent. Was it Collision that he won?
Yeah, this is the one we
Yeah.
double eliminated
Okay.
him.
And this might be a little weird, like, because it's like Cody HBox. Like they played each other a bunch of times.
There's
But
like a level.
let's just see. Like, okay, let's just get past this first stock. Yeah, like I feel like he's gonna be making a bunch of weird decisions, but
Hmm. Fair enough then.
he's kind of getting murdered for them, so I'm fine with it. Let's see if he like cleans it up. Like he's just like doing weird stuff. Okay, goes for the up air read, shield grab. See, and I like this. I like his platform movement here because it's clearly like his intent is not to hit Cody here. You know,
Hmm.
he's looking for like an evil rest trap somewhere. He's like, like you gonna give it
That
to me?
was that was something I wanted to talk to you about too. Is HBox's platform movement. I feel like sometimes he does wave dash and then like crouch, and I do that, and then I get like wave dash drop through plat, and I'm wondering, does he like?
You just have to buffer the down. Like you wave dash and
Okay,
hold down before the wave dash is over,
okay,
and
all right,
that'll like buffer it.
cool.
What is he doing, man? How does he win this set? He's literally doing everything wrong. He's like, then I'll do the bad back air that he spent 20 minutes talking about not doing.
Yeah.
The important thing is every time he's doing these things that I told you not to do, they're not
Oh.
working. Like he's getting bodied for doing them.
But I just saw one there with the up air that he got. Hold on, go back. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
good. Like he's big on that like corner pressure.
Hmm.
He's really good at it. Like he's very good at being like, "Oh, somehow you're in the corner now." Like
Hmm.
I guess it's it for you. And I have other Puff lessons that I'm not sure if you've seen, where I
Hmm.
talk for like an hour about the inner edge of the side platform.
Hmm. Yeah, I saw the old ones from
Yeah,
like
and I still
2021
think
folks.
that's super relevant.
Hmm.
Sheesh was cheesing big time. I feel like at this point in the set, he definitely was like, I'm just here to lose to Cody again.
Yeah.
Okay, get the grab. See, even though this feels dumb and people make fun of HBox for doing wave dash back shield grab, that's just
Uh-huh.
good Puff play. Because at least he's going for like what he wants. He's not going
Right.
for like what he thinks. Oh, sheesh. Like, yeah, this is peak. This is like peak play of your character. Is just like wave dash. Hurrah! And it's just like notice that like here there was no attempt of like, well, I clearly got to like wall, to keep him out. It's
Mm,
just like a feeling of like, if you try the thing, what if I'm ready and I get you? And he was just ready, and he just read like the three by Cody, like the one bait in to go in. He just super
mm,
super hard read him. But the thing is let's say if Cody did like a five here, where instead of doing like one two three go in, he did one two three four five he probably like it's kind of hard to punish grab on reaction like that.
yeah. And that's
So
what he
like
tried to
it's
do last talk, and he just got grabbed for it again. So
mm-hmm.
yeah,
Sheesh.
it kills him. Yeah.
And he's just every time he touches Cody, he dies because the only except for those bad things, the first couple stocks where he was just like hitting him and getting a hit. So he gets
Yeah.
his one hit. Oh my goodness. So it's like one hit. I like this spot because it's like a spot where like a lot of times Fox will get the ASDI down here, or like it just looks like a spot where you would try to grab Puff immediately, and Cody definitely tried and just got insta arrested
Mm,
and popped off on.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
Notice that he
the
kind of
wave
gets the
dash
read.
is
There's no back air here. It's just like boom,
yeah.
boom, and the double wave dash. Honestly, HBox's wave dashes could be better, but like he doesn't get max distance out of it, but he knows
Mm,
how to do it. Like he knows how to space with it, so he makes it work. And notice that it's like he's not just going for like whatever is the level one like it's kind of like that same thing with like the back air that I was saying, where like instead of going for the back air, you wait and you set up for the full hop up air. He's in
hmm.
like this spot right here where it's like he could up throw back air Cody, but he's like, I don't want to just up throw back air him and then he gets like
Then
a
he
shine
recovers and
stall
lives.
up B garbage. He's looking
Yeah.
for like a literal like kill, so he's like, oh, I'll be tricky. Like I'll read him going low and get this, and Cody still
The
outplayed
double
him.
jump.
But it was like
Yeah.
I really like there that it wasn't just like, well, I up throw and then like I need to get my up throw follow up.
Guaranteed.
It was like I need to kill this guy. Like he needs to die at 0. And honestly, this forward air was kind of bad. And he just
Yeah.
like does like it just happens like some bad moves will happen, but they're just like objectively like not that good compared to the other stuff he's doing. I think that I like this one, this back air, because he's just big, like crossing up on his head with it. It's not like a walling back air. He's going for like a crazy like, oh, you're like right on me, I'll back air here.
Hmm.
Still didn't really do all that much though. Like I feel like when he's doing this stuff, this is like the stuff I'm not that in favor of because like what's he really doing here?
Yeah.
He's just kind of
Just
like running
hanging out.
around. Okay, he's spacing. No interaction. No interaction. Interact goes for the kill.
Hmm.
Even though it wasn't perfect, when he finally decides to interact, it's like a literal kill attempt every time. Whatever. Okay, hit him in the corner. Keep him in the corner. Goes for the
Ooh,
kill.
that was good.
Boom. Great edge guard.
Yeah. Feel like I have trouble converting on those a lot.
And
Like the
honestly,
forward
that is
bail.
like 60% of Puff Fox is like you need to hit those edge guards.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, here we go again, where he's like, oh, he's in the corner. And it's like he goes for this back air. In my opinion, I think this one is fine because Cody's at 0. Even though it, like
Hmm.
normally at low percent, like if he was at like 15, I'd be like, this back air was awful. But he's at 0, so I'm like, well, you need the percent, like you need it at some point. But I like the mix up he does after, where he lands here, and then the reason he's shielding here is because he's reading cross up aerial, and so he reads cross up aerial and just gets the grab out
Right.
of it.
Read roll in there.
And like even right here, like this is like I feel like most, I don't want to say bad puffs, most like normal puffs would do something like they would get this, and I can see it in my head now. They would get this exact pressure, and then right here would do full hop forward air and like retreat or something
Yeah.
like that, and it's just like not good. Whereas H-Block, he's here, he's like, what is your next move, and how can
Yeah.
I kill you out of it? And so he
It's like
goes
you're
for this
scared.
thing. It didn't really work out, but he was really trying to get some kind of like a trap, you know.
Hmm.
And then he gets you in the corner, and he just turns on that pressure. Okay, so he knows he needs his one hit. He's looking for boom. He gets the one
There
hit,
it
gets the second. Oh, that's so good, so good. He's just mad good. Like getting this and then immediately reading the dash back with the drill grab is
is.
crazy.
Yeah. Waiting for the roll.
And then even like these, like I don't know. I just don't think these back airs are all that good because like he's like ah. It's just like oh Fox like has advantage state here. Like rather than this back air, I would have preferred that he did this thing he was kind of doing before of like just like do some sort of mix here. I think that would have been better. But
Mhm.
when he does like when the plan succeeds of like this was an interesting one. I think this is like the nuance of back air is that there are good back airs sometimes, even if it's not great, because it gets him in kind of this like it's the thing you were saying, where you kind of get
Mhm.
him in like the knockdown, and it's like kind of in the corner. I think this is more of like this will happen as you're trying to space, but it shouldn't. I don't think it's like really part of the ideal game plan. Dude, look at this. He just hits a back air again. He's like, yeah, back air, big advantage, back air, and it's like Fox's
Oh,
frame
he's a ledge.
positive. Like
Yeah.
it's just like not good to do that. And I don't know if you saw my two Saint lesson from a long time ago, but I'm like big on team like Puff should be going way out for edge guards.
Uh-huh.
Like I think edge guarding on stage is not that good with Puff.
And so, like, for catching side B, yeah, see, that's another thing I struggle with. Because, like, I feel like you have to hit side B with air, and then you have to hit, like, up B with back air usually. And so I don't know when I should be going all the way out with a back air, staying turned around, and when I should be, like, turning around with fair and trying to hit whatever he side B's. So, yeah, I don't know.
Um, I would just go out with back air.
Yeah.
I think you can catch the side B with it most of the
Mm.
time. Um, it's sort of like this. It's sort of like a mix where like
Hmm.
basically if you go out and you get them, their stock is over. And so what you get is you get this mix of like you throw them off and you jump out and then you just drift back and they side B on stage and you like rest
Mm.
them at like 10% or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it's still not like a full coverage. Also, look, he just kind of goes. It's not that he's going like scrub mode. It's that this is just where Puff is bad. Like this is the state where you need to avoid, and this is why I'm
Mm.
like big team don't back air a bunch, is because like look at this like boom back here nothing's happening. Oh, I finally got one. Oh, like I finally hit him with like a nair, and it's like it's not until he gets like the drill grab that something actually like kind of happens.
Hmm.
Just getting those back airs just does nothing. Like Fox is just literally like immortal at this percent. Like boom, and it's like, yeah, like nothing changes. I think going for like the drills here and the grabs and like trying to set up is pretty much the best she's got. And you can get back airs if Fox jumps, and I guess that's kind of what he's hoping for. Sheesh, that was good. Um, And it's always a little bit messy watching H-Box because he's kind of like a mishmash of like insanely good things and like really scrubby things. Okay. Okay.
Ab.
And I think Cody's just playing pretty bad on that one.
Yeah.
Um, okay, well,
Yeah.
usually watching the VOD isn't like a perfect explanation of the stuff I've been saying. I do feel like this showed it somewhat well, though, of like the spots where he's just kind of going for back airs. Most of the time, it doesn't really get him anything, except sometimes digs him like a bigger hole.
Hmm.
uh, I think like you will. It's kind of like a Martharitis thing of like you need to be good at killing people who are already at 140 as Marth, but your entire game plan should be designed around not letting them get to 140 anyway. You know,
Yeah.
and so I feel like if like I feel like you just don't really need to worry too much about like a lot of the back airs and stuff like that. I think if you focus more proactively on just like replacing them with really good things, I think that's fine. Rather than like, oh, I back aired here, like come on, it's more
Yeah.
like okay,
Right.
just like replace that back air. It should just
Something
feel,
proactive.
it should just feel like more right. Like you'll be about to do the back air and your brain will be like, I don't want to do the back air. Like the back air's not gonna kill him. I want to empty lane grab, and like you should feel like the intrinsic like motivation inside of like no like this is like the one that'll like win. It's like, do you want to jab him or you want to forward smash him? Your brain's like, yeah, give me the forward smash. And so I think you can basically like positive feedback yourself with this rather than like worrying too much about the back airs coming out.
Like breaking the habit, just like
Yeah,
looking for
just
the
like if
good
you're
thing instead.
focusing way more on the wave dash grabs and the wave dash up airs and like setting up to look for like the deadly situations, I feel like like that will just naturally kind of overtake the joy of doing like the back airs, or like not the joy, but like it'll overtake like the stimulation of doing the back airs of like making something happen because you'll be trying to make something even bigger happen.
Mhm.
Um, that's just like my take on that. Um, all right, do you have
Sweet.
any extra questions? We have like 4 minutes left or something
I
like
think
that.
I think I'm good, man. That's very
Okay,
helpful.
awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Sounds good. Let me know if you have any like clips or questions that come up later, and
Sweet.
let me know how progress goes implementing this.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we'll stay in touch.
Yeah, great, man. Sounds good. I'll talk to you later. Hope you have a great day.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Peace.